All right, let's talk about how to turn YouTube viewers into paying clients. And I want to be upfront here. This is different than how it works on some other platforms. And I'll walk you through exactly why that here is here in just a second. But there have been a lot of people who have grown a YouTube channel, gotten thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of views, and zero leads, zero sales. So that's what we're going to talk about today to make sure that doesn't happen to you. By the way, I'm answering the top 10 questions about YouTube growth for entrepreneurs all this week, going live twice a day. We have two more lives tomorrow, but you can see these questions on the screen that we've been answering. You can go back and watch the replays there for a few more days. I'll leave them up. And there's a link to the playlist for all of these in the description of this video if you want to jump in and check out some of the other ones. All right, so how do we take views on YouTube and turn them into leads? I can tell you that when I first started getting views on YouTube, I didn't have this figured out. And I went to a lot of people, and everyone was only talking about how to basically grow a channel, how to get more views, how to get more engagement, how to get higher click through rates, all of these different things. And those can be great. But if you're trying to run a business from YouTube, you're trying to generate leads, grow your authority, raise your rates, things like that, well, there's a little bit of a breakdown there. So I had to kind of figure some of this out on my own, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. So some of the stuff is basic, right? How do we get leads from how do we get leads from YouTube? How do we turn views? One is like you got to build trust with valuable content. You got to seed in your content that you obviously know what you're talking about. On this channel, which is approaching 160,000 subscribers, I think we're at, I got my first client 11 days after I started publishing. No video on the channel had probably more than 20 views. And there were 17 subscribers at the time. So imagine if you could get a client that fast. I'll tell you what the reason for it was. I was on YouTube, I was sharing my expertise, and essentially seeding that this is what I did, that I helped people, and that was enough. I didn't even have an official like offer or a link. Somebody commented, "Hey, do you do consulting? If so, I would love to talk." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I can consult you." And they hired me, and that was my first client that I got from YouTube 11 days after I started publishing videos. So you build trust with valuable content. That's sort of the most basic thing. One viewer, by the way, can become a client too. You don't have to wait until your channel's really big. People that are trying to be traditional YouTubers and get sponsors and ad revenue from YouTube, like they've got to generate a good sized audience and thousands of views before anyone's going to give them a single penny. But if you're an entrepreneur, you've got an online business, in that case, you could literally get money from your first video from one person if it's the videos right and the people right. So that's one thing is, just be on there sharing your expertise, don't hold back, show them you know what you're talking about, show them you talk about things that they haven't heard a million times. And that goes a long way. Second part of that, just seed that you have a business. That can be as simple as saying, what I always tell my clients is before giving a call to action or whatever the appropriate phrase is, just so they know you're not just there to give out of the goodness of your heart, that you do have a business. Sometimes when people get stuff for you from free for a long time, and then all of a sudden you're asking them to pay, they're kind of like, whoa. Now you can make it through that transition, but it's better if from the beginning it's just clear that you have a business, but not in a spammy way. And then certainly if you are set up, have calls to action inside of your videos. Tell them what you want them to do next. If you've got a freebie for them to download or something like that, you definitely want that in there. But that brings me to the most important part of this lesson. And this is something that I teach my clients. I also teach it in our YT90 activation lab, which is where we show you how to grow a YouTube channel for your business, a lead generating channel in only 90 minutes a week. And traditionally, a lead usually means somebody joining your email list, right? And before that, they download a lead magnet. But lead magnets, traditional lead magnets, just don't quite work the same way, if at all, on YouTube. Another thing that I discovered through a lot of trial and error. So I'm going to pull up just a couple of slides here, and I just want you to think about it in this way, okay? So imagine somebody is on YouTube and they're looking for a solution. It might be that they're actually doing a search for something, or it might be that they're just browsing the feed and something catches their eye that's, helping solve a problem that they've been thinking about, right? That seems to happen all the time. The internet seems to know what's what's on our minds. And so people that are searching YouTube for a solution, they're looking for a quick, clear answer. Generally speaking, people don't go to YouTube and go, let me find 4 hours of videos to watch about this one thing, right? They're just looking for a quick, clear answer a lot of the time. So they might be a little impatient. If someone thinks, let me just look this up really quick on YouTube, they're hoping to get an answer in 5 to 10 minutes, and they probably don't know you yet. If you're going to grow if you're going to have a growing channel, right, which is what we do here, if you're going to have a growing channel, then it's going to be really important that you reach new people. So in a perfect world, the majority of people don't know who you are yet. The majority of people that are watching your videos have no idea. So they don't know you. There's no like and trust. So imagine that, and you may have felt that yourself, right? You're going on, you're looking for a quick, clear answer. You're not looking to spend a lot of time, and you don't necessarily know the person whose video you clicked on. So what does that lead to? This is why traditional lead magnets don't work well on YouTube. Number one, people have often just met you. Your video came up, awesome. They started watching it. They don't know, like, and trust you. So a few things happen there. One, they're less likely to give you their email address. And two, they're less likely to trust that what you're saying is true or the thing that you're offering is valuable. Second part, they won't sit through a longer pitch. So if I am watching somebody who I've watched lots of their videos, or maybe it's even somebody that I kind of know, maybe they're even a friend, and they go, now I want to tell you about this new thing I have. And they talk about it for 20 or 30 seconds. I might sit there and, listen to what they had to say. Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, I think I'm interested in that. I think I'll go grab that. But remember, the majority of the people don't know us yet. So they're not going to sit through that as we sort of ramble on about it. So they won't sit through a longer pitch. And the other problem with this is one of the main things that makes YouTube recommend your videos to new people is if people click on your videos and they watch a good chunk of them. Not all of them necessarily, but if somebody, if you have a video that's getting clicked on a lot and the people who click on it watch 70, 80% of it, YouTube is going to keep recommending that video to new people over and over again as long as that happens. But if 2 minutes into the video, you go into a 30-second or even a 20-second pitch about what this thing is that you want them to go do, hey, you should book a call. We're going to talk about this. We can do this. We can do this. Or download this thing. It's got 27 parts and it's got this and this and it's going to help you with all this. They're not going to sit through that and your watch time is going to plummet. YouTube won't recommend your videos as much, right? We don't want that. Longer pitches, as I said, also kill your watch time, which then kills your reach. I sort of gave it away before it came up on the slide there. So traditional lead magnets don't work on YouTube. So anytime we're having a conversation about lead generation on YouTube and turning views into leads, we have to factor that part in. So what does work? Well, I'm going to show you, what I call them is need magnets. So not lead magnets, but need magnets instead. And it's one of the things that I'm going to be showing in our Magnetic 8 YouTube challenge that I'm going to be leading next week. If you are serious about growing on YouTube, I want to invite you to this challenge. The main premise of the challenge, we are going to show you the 8 videos you need to make to train the YouTube algorithm to understand your channel so it can start pushing out your videos to more people. I've seen this happen over and over again. I've done it on multiple channels, and this is so powerful. All you have to do is join us about 20 minutes a day for 5 days, the Magnetic 8 YouTube challenge. And from that, you'll get those Magnetic 8 video topics specifically for your channel. I've built AI tools to help research and figure out who you should be targeting on YouTube, because maybe if you are on YouTube now, it's not quite the right people, and what videos you should make to train the algorithm. So that's the main part of it. But we're also going to talk about need magnets. I'll tell you exactly what a need magnet is, how to use it. And what happens is when you make these Magnetic 8 videos, and within those videos, you start going through and like mentioning these need magnets, which works really well, all of a sudden you can get a ton of leads because everything is so well aligned. Usually on YouTube, if you're lucky, you might turn 1%, maybe 2% of your views into leads. But in this case, I'm generally getting about 5% of my views that turn into leads. And so all of a sudden you have these Magnetic 8 videos, and every video just starts sending you more leads. It's really, really cool to see this happen. So imagine if you're converting 5% of your views into warm leads, right? They watched the video, they liked what you said, they liked the thing that you offered them, they went and they joined your email list. That means that a video, if it only got 100 views, that could be 5 warm leads right there, right? For you to convert. Now, if it gets 200 views, all of a sudden that's 10 warm leads. It is a huge jump. And if you're early in your journey and you're getting 12 views for video and you're like, oh my gosh, 100, that'd be amazing. Well, the Magnetic 8 videos take care of that as well. So I would love to have you join us. Normally, I shouldn't say normally, I have never taught this before except inside of my $1,000 signature program, but you can join us for the Magnetic 8 YouTube challenge starting Monday. It's only $17, replays of both audio replays and, video replays and a private podcast of audio replays is included through October 7th, along with some other bonuses here, lots of support. I'll answer all your questions. It's only $17. Just go to YouTubeworkshop.info if you want to get your tickets right now. We start on Monday. Again, YouTubeworkshop.info to get your tickets for that. All right. All right, we're continuing to answer the top 10 most frequently asked questions about YouTube. The next one is one niche or lots of topics. What works best on YouTube? Like, will I be more mass appeal if I cover different topics, or should I talk about one thing all the time? So I'll be answering that tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. That's New York time, right here on our Done by Lunch Entrepreneurs channel. You can find a link to a playlist with that video and all the top 10 YouTube questions that I've been answering this week in the description of this video, along with a link to get your tickets for the Magnetic 8 YouTube challenge, which is starting on Monday. All right. Hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the challenge. Bye.